You are watching Xirtus.
I imagine that a lot of these guys are just like human traffickers. They take drugs. They were molested as kids. They're part of this cycle of violence. And what are you gonna do?
They all look so dead in the eyes, bro.
Like, they totally do. They all look
we
so
actually
dead in the eye.
we actually, if people are victims of a cycle of violence, we actually should convict them, and we should just feel sorry for them. It excuses it. It's totally no big deal.
Who do you think is the saddest? Who do you think is who do you think is
they're victims of society.
I like making up little backstories in my head for each and every one. Like, one of them used to be a star football player, ended up in the wrong crowd.
That guy, wait, go back up to that guy with the hair,
the
pigtails.
Yeah,
oh my god, yeah.
He's probably pretty happy.
That's an easy way.
I wonder if they call it Pippi Blackstocking.
Oh, come on, Colin.
I feel like a lot of these people have. A lot of these people have probably been abused, though, and that's the thing. Is it's like vampirism. They're entered into the cycle of abuse. You can see it in some of these faces. Like,
it's unfortunate.
That guy looks like a pretty.
Yeah, I was just looking at that guy too.
I don't know about the first guy. That guy's been screwed up. That guy, he's probably really, he's sad. That guy, he enjoys it. That guy, he doesn't know what he thinks.
Is this the movie Gardens of the Night? Have you guys ever seen that movie Gardens of the Night? This movie I really recommend to people.
Man, you've seen so many movies I've never even heard of.
Dude, so I remember I was in San Diego and a plane flew over my head, and then I went to this theater and I saw this movie about human trafficking in San Diego, and the plane flies right over the girl's head. It's like there's this feeling you get in San Diego where you're constantly under like planes going back and forth. Let me put safe search on just in case. But it's about a little girl and a little boy who get kidnapped by Tom Arnold, Roseanne's ex-husband, except he's like, because he was molested as a kid as well. And so it's talking about human traffickers. She gets kidnapped.
Wait, Tom Arnold?
Yeah.
Tom Arnold, like the Tom Arnold? I swear to God, I just saw that motherfucker in person. I just was standing in a room with him. Yeah, I went to Comic-Con because my son was doing Comic-Con in Texas. My son was doing a little thing because he's like in the young kid version of his Taekwondo. And I saw Tom Arnold sitting there, and I said, "Hi, Tom Arnold." And he looked up at me and he waved.
That's rad. I like Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
Judge me however you want. But he was molested as a kid, and he wants to help other kids not get molested. That seems like a good...
Oh, dude. Okay, I thought you were saying he molested people, and I was like, oh, no, not Tom Arnold.
No.
I just saw him.
No, he plays a guy in this movie.
That's impossible. I just saw him a couple of days ago. When did he have time to molest kids?
He wasn't
molesting anybody. He has
I had my kid right there, and he didn't. Yeah, I get it. No, but Tom Arnold, child star? I don't think Tom Arnold, child star. Nah, right? Was he acting when he was little? I don't think so.
No, he just looks.
No, he's one of those old people that's old.
Yeah, I think he became famous once he started dating Roseanne. Although he was a writer, so he was a creative.
He was nice enough, even though I didn't pay for it or get into the line, he was nice enough to wave at me. It was cool. I was just like, "Hi, Tom Arnold."
So, like, in the movie, because Tom Arnold knows how this works, and he was like, yeah, I really should tell this story. He gets involved in this great movie, Gardens of the Night. So I just want you guys to check out that movie at some point, Gardens of the Night. Basically, what happens is this little girl is told, by these two creepy men, right, who've been molested themselves clearly and are part of this cycle of violence. They're told, hey, like your dad told us we need to come get you because there's a problem at the hospital.
I really like this picture. It could be a painting.
Yeah, I would get that as a painting. We should get someone to paint that. Paint that for us, Vincent. So like basically these kids are both stolen, drugged with some warm flat soda that has something else in it.
No.
Oh yeah, it's bad, bro. You got to watch this movie. I'm telling you, because it's like I think you should. Here's how dark I am. I think you should show your kids this movie. This is the kind of movie I would show my kids.
I'm getting like a
not my 5-year-old.
Yeah,
not my 5-year-old.
I think when I was like 10 or something, my aunt showed me Boys Don't Cry, and to this day, I'm like in my 30s. I'm looking back. I was like, why did she show me that movie?
Yeah, like what the? That's way worse.
I don't think she saw it either, though, at the time, to be fair. So it was
Oh
like
my
it was the
God.
first time.
She just told you to see a movie she hadn't seen.
She was watching it by herself. I go downstairs. I'm like, "What are you watching, Aunt Jean?" And she's like, "Boys Don't Cry." So we watched it together. And by the end of it, I was like, "This makes me feel bad inside."
Yeah, everything about that movie is wrong, and it makes me like reject your masculinity. I remember.
Is that some sort of like victim movie too?
It's a movie. It's a true story, kinda. It's based on a true story. So there's a woman who is transgender, and this is in the 90s. So she's dealing with her gender issues.
And isn't she in like the Midwest?
She's in the Midwest. She's in like Nebraska or something horrible. And
Nice.
she's like wears men's clothes, and she starts dating a girl, and she's faking being a guy, and eventually they murder her because they realize that she's not really a guy, which is super weird.
Violent
so she's allowed to cry. She's actually allowed to cry, as it turns out.
Well, yeah. I mean, though, it's just it's like the plot literally just ends with, oh yeah, they die. You know, the person just gets brutally slaughtered, and the murder scene especially was really bad.
Yeah, there's a baby watching it happen. It's like the cycle of violence is being taught to a baby. That's the way the movie ends. Is a baby's watching this, which is like that's going to be the way the baby grows up. It's crazy.
Cinema is magic.
It truly is. So in this movie, they kidnap this girl, and they tell her, you know what? Your parents, we called them, and they don't want to pick you up. They're too busy. They can't be bothered with you. So you're just going to stay here, I guess. We'll just take care of you. Don't worry. And so they like teach this child who's been kidnapped that she's been abandoned, and that the only people that really care about her are these friggin' other guys who've been abandoned. They understand being abandoned and being molested and everything else like that. And you got to start turning tricks. And so child prostitution, along with meeting this poor black kid who's been the same thing has gone on to him, right? And so that's kind of why, I mean, where's the picture? I lost it already. Oh, well. Sprayberry. If we go back to Sprayberry and we click on that picture, then we can see, you know, there's plenty of different kinds of people that are stuck in this human trafficking cycle of violence. And it's not just women, not just men, not just white, not just black, not just anything. It's like this is a group of people that are destroying lives of children and then imprinting them with this kind of vision that if they don't do it to someone else, then it's happening to them. And as long as they're doing it to someone else, it's not happening to them. They're able to see it happening to a child that's not them. So that way it's not happening to them.
That's what's so sad about this is that, like, the people that they get imprinted with this violent cycle or whatever you want to call it, like they're the people that should know the best not to carry it on, but they also are the people most prone to do it. You know what I mean? It's really, it's terrible.
Yeah, it is pretty screwed up. And then so like this movie ends up with her like at 21 years old or something like that, 19, 21 years old. And she's no longer the child she was. And so child trafficking is like at a certain point, what do they do with you? Are you just going to be a prostitute for the rest of your life? How long can you be a prostitute for? What happens when you're 30? Do you just become a day hooker?
What's the mileage on a hoe?
Yeah. What's the mileage on a hoe? That sounds super cold, but it's really true. When you talk about the lifespan of a prostitute, I mean, it
doesn't last forever. There are people in like the Netherlands or whatever, or Amsterdam. Like they'll do it their whole life, but it's not very common.
It's like, what's the shelf life of a soldier too? And you know, those are the two aspects, like sex and violence. What'll ultimately kill us.
I learned the mileage. I learned the mileage on a hoe thing from Dave Chappelle. So I'm not a monster. It's just I just blurted it out.
But I think the way it's said though, what's the shelf life on a soldier? That's really what we're talking about here. Because I think slut is like soldier living under tests or something like that. There's something to this idea that sex workers are soldiers.
Yep.
Even the word hooker, you know, hooker comes from the Civil War.
Love is a battlefield.
Well, the way I see it, if soldiers are pretty much taking on the physical horrors of humanity and like being forced to experience it firsthand as like a pressure valve for all of humanity, you could say like prostitutes are doing the same thing. I mean, you think guys are in like the best like state of mind or in the best mood when they go to hit up a hooker? I assume not. You know, like maybe some just want to party, but it's probably still coming from like not a very healthy place. Same thing,
yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's not like they're at 100% when they start out. You know,
on what? It's all labor, just trading your body for. I mean, the prostitution and being a soldier are like the extreme forms of labor that are sort of like masculinized or feminized, like um, as far as like exchanging physical labor to make a living. Um, but yeah, no, that's but the reason they're so extreme is because of that traumatic element, that visceral sort of like mock creation or potential creation, and just like destruction of human life.